again. It's Tuesday morning today and I'm going to see what's inside my egg, but before I do that I'm just going to answer the question that I set for you yesterday. I asked you how did they used to get the juice out of grapes to make wine in Jesus' time, and the answer is that they would put all the grapes into a big container, they would take off their shoes, wash their feet hopefully, and they would press down with their feet, called treading the grapes, and that's how they would squeeze the juice out of the grapes. So let's see what's in today's egg. Okay, so we've got some leaves, something from the garden, and we've got some praying hands. So the story today is something to do with a garden and somebody praying. So here's the story today. Yesterday I told you that Jesus had a special supper with his friends, and so today, after the supper, they went outside and they found a garden called Gethsemane. It was getting late in the evening, so everybody was whispering. Jesus was especially quiet and he walked a bit ahead of the group. He looked as though he was sad and upset about something, and he stopped and whispered to some of his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." Then Peter, James and John walked a little bit further and he told them, "My heart feels heavy and I feel sad. Please stay here and watch me. I need some people beside me. Sit here while I pray." Then with Peter, James and John, he walked just a little bit further and told them, "I feel so sad. Please stay here and watch me." The disciples looked at each other. They'd never seen Jesus like this before. He walked on a little bit further, and he's next to a big tree. He knelt down with his face to the ground and he prayed. "My Father, I know that I'm about to go through some horrible things. I wish I didn't have to, but it doesn't matter what I want. I will do whatever you want." When Jesus had finished praying, he went back to where his disciples were, and they were asleep on the ground. Jesus woke them and he said to them, "Couldn't you have stayed awake for a little while? You should also pray that I would continue to do what God wants me to do." The disciples felt bad and they tried to keep their eyes open. But when they started praying again, they fell asleep. 2 more times Jesus went to pray. He prayed the same prayer as before. When it was finished, he came back to his friends, again disappointed that they'd fallen asleep. The 3rd time, Jesus woke them. "Enough," he said. "Here comes the man who is going to give me up to the people who want to hurt me." While he was still speaking, Judas, one of Jesus' friends, came towards them. He was followed by a large crowd of people. They were carrying swords and clubs. Judas walked right up to Jesus and gave him a kiss. That was a sign to the chief priests that this was Jesus, that he was the man to arrest. Jesus let them take him, but one of Jesus' disciples didn't like what was happening. He wanted to stick up for Jesus, and he took out his sword and he chopped off the ear of a chief priest's servant. Before the situation got more out of hand, Jesus spoke. "Enough," he said. He reached up to the man whose ear had been cut off and healed it instantly. Okay, so this is what happened next in the Easter story. The story of Jesus praying in the garden. A very sad time for him, and the time when his friend gave him up to his enemies. my question then for you today, if you look in John, in the Bible, if you've got a Bible, if you look in John's Gospel, chapter 18, you will be able to find out the name of the man who had his ear chopped off. Okay, see if you can find that out for me tomorrow, by tomorrow. If you do anything any of the things that I suggest on here, perhaps you could send them to me. I'll put the link on the Facebook page because it's blown away. Can't find it. Okay, so just to finish then, we'll say our blessing prayer one more time. May God bless us. May God shine his face upon us. May God be kind to us and give us his peace. See you tomorrow with another egg. Bye.